Hello, and welcome back. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while, and also I'm peaking super hard. I should probably do something about that. Should probably just, like, turn my mic down. Should do that. I'll do it. I did it. I already did it. Oh man, okay, so let's see if I can remember how to do everything. I don't know. Maybe I don't. That's too loud. That's too loud for me. It's probably too loud for you. Or maybe it's perfect. I don't know. It's probably not. Anyway, so my internet's being weird because of course it is. So yeah, I've been gone for I don't know how long. I lost track of how much time it was. It felt like a while. um, it's been what, like 3 weeks. I don't know. And I did that wonderful 101 thing. Before that, I don't remember when was the last time I streamed. I forgot. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not important. What is important? Also, it's Memorial Day today, so happy Memorial Day. Is that happy? Is that a happy day? Maybe not. Depending on. Anyway, yeah. So, what have I been doing? Also, I keep bumping my mic, but I should mention. Hey, I got that RTX voice thing. Got that going right now. I'm not entirely sure how well it's working. I tested it. It seemed to be working fine. I think. So, basically, I don't know if you can hear anything other than my voice. That's the... If you can't, then it's working, because I've got a fan blasting at full power right now, because it's very hot here. Normally you would be able to hear it, but I don't know if you can. Anyway, I've got things to talk about, because I've been gone for a while. There was a bunch of stuff that happened. Seems to be working. Great. Thanks for the stream black magic, NVIDIA. So, as I mentioned, I did the wonderful 101. Uh-oh. Should probably turn down the music. I can do that. Yeah, it's still loud. This song's just loud. Or I could turn myself up after I turn myself down. I think I'm fine. Yeah, okay. It's hard to tell. All I can see is the bar. I usually figure if the bar is not going into the yellow, it's probably fine. Because my voice generally goes into the yellow, sometimes into the red. That's technically not a good thing, but I mean, whatever. Anyway. What was I saying? Wonderful 101. Yeah, I did that stream. I did play a little bit after that, but not much. I got to, like, 2B, I think it was. I think that was where it was, yeah. Whatever, the mission where you get Wonder Pink, that was the last one I did. I haven't been playing. Whatever, I've played the game before. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so... But you should still buy it. It's good. I got all the way to Nier Automata. Yeah, it's crazy. They added a Nier Automata chapter. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, Wonderful 101. You should buy it. Maybe don't buy it on Switch, if you can avoid that. Apparently that port is not the best. It doesn't sound like it's, like, terrible. Like, it's not, like, unplayable or anything like that, but it's not... apparently it, like, runs worse than the Wii U version at times. I don't know what that means exactly. I would assume it runs at a higher resolution. It probably runs at 1080, which I'm pretty sure the Wii U version ran at 720, so that's probably a factor. I don't know. Maybe it depends on whether you're docked or handheld. I don't know. Either way, that port has some issues. I don't have my Switch version yet. I'm supposed to be getting a physical copy. I don't know when that'll come. I haven't heard anything about it. I'm not super concerned anyway, so Whatever. But yeah. There's actually not a lot to talk about with that, since I haven't been playing much. But that PC port, it runs well on PC. Get it on PC if you can. Unless your PC is garbage, in which case, I don't know. You have a PC that's worse than the Switch? I don't, like, how old is your PC? I don't know. What else? These are not totally in order, don't worry about it. There wasn't a lot that I played. I played a bunch of, like, stuff that I don't think I started a whole lot of things. I didn't play, like, a wide variety of things, I'll say. Yeah, nothing. I played some Slay the Spire. I don't think you have any desire to hear about that. There's nothing special to say about that. I played Splatoon, because that had an event. Also, Tetris had an event, too. Tetris 99 had an event. I played that. There's not really anything to say, honestly. I just played it. Splatoon 2. They had the Splatfest. They had an extra one. That was this past weekend, actually. So I played some of that. I was on Team Mayo again, and we were robbed. We were robbed of our rightful victory. Rigged system. And the funny thing is, usually, that bit rate, it's not looking great. To be fair, it doesn't matter right now. Usually, usually I feel like whenever I am in like a Splatfest, I tend to be on the team that just like whatever team I'm on, it feels like we just have just like garbage matches like the whole time. Weirdly enough, this last one, I won most of my games, which is like that's unusual. I feel like usually it's because I choose like whichever one's the most popular and then they lose. Like, I don't know. Yeah, because that's the one that all the children pick, I assume. Although it seemed to be the opposite this time. I don't know. Maybe people who were on Mayo last time pick catch up this time for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe the results were lies. You can't prove to me otherwise. I won most of my games. I won a 10 times battle. If you're having garbage matches, your team will probably win. That has not been the case in my experience. I usually have a bunch of losses and then my team loses. And it's like, yeah, not surprising. Okay, I turned that up and then suddenly the song went way too hard. Yeah. Yeah, but Splatoon's still fun. I don't know when I'll play it again. I was like, yeah, Splatfest, sure. I'll get back in there. And then, I haven't played since the results were, like, revealed or whatever. I didn't, like, play to see the results. I literally just saw the results, like, on Twitter or something. Twitter or Discord or something. Either way. Yeah, that was a thing. It didn't feel like I was doing especially poorly for the most part. Well, once I switched to a weapon that was like decent. But yeah. So, on to the main thing I've been doing, which I mentioned previously. When did I mention this? Was this during Wonderful 101 or was this earlier? I don't remember. Either way, I had mentioned previously I had started playing FF14. So yeah, I played a lot of FF14. That was mostly what I was doing. Mostly what I was playing. I was doing other stuff, but yeah. So disclaimer? Warning? I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. Or don't call it anything at all. Basically, I have not played an MMO before, other than technically FF14. I had played before, according to my trophies, was like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't remember exactly. I think because I had like trophies for like, there were like a couple trophies for like not for starting the game, but for like doing stuff that you do like really, really early on. And I had gotten like 2 trophies like in like 2013 or something like that. I think it was what it was. So that was the last time I played it. And I played for like one night for like 2 hours or something, and that was it. So that was my experience with that. I basically I didn't really play it. But I played a lot more. I finished the main game? I don't know, whatever you... I finished the base game, Realm Reborn. I finished that. Well, mostly. Because there's like a portion between Realm Reborn and then all of the... And then the first expansion. Like, there's like a bunch of quests between that. I have not finished those yet. But I'll get to it eventually. I mean, I had a lot of time, so I figured, hey, why not just get into an MMO, I guess. Yeah, so, I played a lot of that, obviously. It's weird. It's weird playing an MMO. I notice, there are a lot of things the game does not tell you. Like, and I don't know if it's just because they just figure you've played an MMO before or something. I don't know. Like, there are some like little things that just like the game doesn't mention, and like it feels like I only figured out because like people. For one, I should mention the reason I started playing FF14 was because a Discord server I'm in. A bunch of people were saying like, "Hey, let's just start playing FF14 since everyone's got time." So that was why I decided to go back to it. I actually already owned it on PS4. I had bought it like a couple years ago or something like that. So I don't actually have like the most recent. Was it a couple years ago? I think so. I don't have the most recent expansion, but I have the second most recent one, and I'm not anywhere near that anyway. So yeah, it basically, a bunch of people there have been helping me figure stuff out, sort of, and then also just, I've had to look some stuff up. Yeah, it's funny because I played Xenoblade, which has often been compared to like it's described as a single-player MMO, which I think that's accurate. That's especially accurate. Having played 14, that is especially accurate. That is definitely, it was a lot like playing Xenoblade. I will say, not as good. But worth noting, FF14. I don't know if, depending on when the last time was you heard about FF14, you might be thinking, isn't that game like garbage or something? I don't know, maybe you're not thinking that. How many people are still think of 14 as like, yeah, that game, that MMO that came out, and then it was just like, oh, this is terrible. Like, everyone said it was really bad. Yeah, no, that was a very long time ago. As far as I'm aware, you cannot play that version anymore. Realm Reborn is better from what I hear. I don't know what was wrong with the original version. It is not as good as I was expecting. Like, it apparently, like, I didn't find out about this until, like, after the fact, after I started, playing, that people were basically, whenever they say, like, FF14 is really good, they're mostly referring to, like, A Realm Reborn is a lot better than 1.0, and I feel apparently mostly when people are saying the game is really good, they're referring to the expansions, because Realm Reborn is not like 1.0. From what I hear, is like a 5 maybe at best. Realm Reborn is like a 7. Like, it's not that good. It's like, it's okay. It's a lot better, I assume, but yeah. Was not expecting, because I know people mention the story. The story is not anything special in Realm Reborn. It's really not. There's not a whole lot going on in there. So like, people mention the music. Music is good. Most of the songs are like just good. I don't like, the music doesn't. I feel like doesn't really pick up until like you get a pretty far in. I don't know if people with music similarly. I'm not sure if people are mostly talking about later stuff. I heard Shadowbringers music is really good, but what was I? Where was I going? I forgot. What was I even just talking about? So, like the game's all right. It's not bad. It is fun. It's addictive. It's kind of like an addictive gameplay loop. But I mean, I think that's just like standard for the genre to be like that. Or just for me. Maybe it's just me. What I didn't realize last time I played, when I had first picked up FF14, I didn't like, I had picked, I don't remember which class I picked. I think I picked like a class that just sounded like really basic to me. I think, based on like looking at like the starting classes, I think I know which one I picked. I'm not totally sure, because you can't, the way that game's set up, it's not really easy to find my old character, because it's on like a different server and I think a different like data center, and I don't know which one I picked because I just picked one at random, I think. And it's like, yeah, I don't know what I picked, but either way, I'm pretty sure I know. And if I picked something that I thought sounded simple, but if I had gotten farther in the game, I would have at some point realized like, oh, this is not a simple class to play, because I think I picked a tank, and that would have been, at the time, I don't think I knew what a tank was, so that probably would have not gone well had I gotten much farther. I should say, I played so long ago. I played on PS3. Was how long ago I had played. The PS3 version is not even available anymore. I don't remember when they shut it down, but yeah. And I ended up getting like a thing. It was like, if you bought it on PS3, you could get the PS4 version for free. I think I still have that like voucher or whatever, but I don't need it because I had just like bought the game anyway. I bought like a physical copy because that has like the expansions and whatever. So yeah. And since now I actually knew what I was picking and had an idea of what I was doing, I ended up going with Pugilist, which is it's weird because the classes they start you with aren't the classes you're going to end with. Like, you have like a like the regular Final Fantasy classes you don't get until like a certain point. You have to hit like level 30, I think, to get your like proper classes, like your Black Mage and that's the only one I can think of. Black Mage, White Mage. What are the Warrior? Warrior's not one of the starting ones, is it? I don't think so. In 14, I mean. Anyway, Pugilist is just a monk, which is you punch and kick things. That was what I wanted. And yeah. Also, you can like switch at any time, but I haven't really done that because I don't want to have to level up another class right now. That does not seem like high priority. So, where was I even? I don't know. I feel like I should have like written things down. I forgot what I forgot what I was even doing. Oh right. This isn't Paper Mario Origami King. I never said I was playing that, did I? If I did at any point say I was playing that, for one, when did I say that? I would like to know, because I'm concerned if I did say that. Also, why would you believe me? What was I saying? Last night in your dreams. No. That was not. That wasn't me. I know Phil dreams about me, but that's not... I don't need everyone dreaming about me. And if you do, can you not tell me? Anyway, where was it going? Right, so, regardless of whatever I was saying before, it's not important. I have, like I said, I'm between A Realm Reborn and Heavensward. Apparently there's like a lot of quests in between. I heard like close to 100, I think. Like just story quests, because there's also a bunch of side quests to do. Although most of the side quests there's no point in bothering with them because a lot of them don't give you anything worthwhile. But yeah. Also, I've been playing on PS4, as I mentioned. I think I mentioned that. I've been playing on PS4. You can play with mouse and keyboard on PS4, but like looking at the UI, I was just like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That looks like too much. It would probably make a lot of things a lot easier. Honestly, even just with my setup in general, I can't really easily connect like a keyboard or anything. I would need 2 free USB slots. So actually, I would need my external hard drive to be not connected because the PS4 only has 2 USB slots. So that's fun. Usually the external hard drive is connected, and usually the PSVR is connected. If I need to stream, then PSVR is connected so I can get audio, get headphone audio. Granted, my situation is relatively unique. It's not. Yeah. So, yeah, I basically just can't do that on PS4. I could have just played on PC, but like I already had the PS4 version, so I figured like I'll play it on PS4. So yeah, I'm playing with the controller. It works fine with the controller. Other MMOs, I think, since the game was designed to be on PS3 to begin with, like they made sure it works well with the controller. Mostly it works fine. Sometimes I notice it just doesn't. Like whenever you're trying to target something, it has like a weird like auto-targeting system where it's just like you just press X and then it just targets. I think it tries to target like the nearest enemy, but it doesn't. It just like usually it works fine. Sometimes it just doesn't. It just doesn't function. And if you want to get something specific, then it's just like sometimes it's just you just won't. It's weird. Like I've had times where it's like, okay, there's a big enemy right in front of me that I'm trying to hit. If I'm not targeting it, I can't use an attack. It literally won't let me. It'll just say you're not targeting anything, and it just won't work. And then it's like it'll just keep targeting like my teammate or something. And it's like stop, just target the thing. It's right there. It's right in front of me. I don't know why it would do that sometimes. And it's like I don't think that's an issue if you're playing mouse and keyboard because you just click on the thing. But Anyway. Yeah. So, there's that. Also, I basically just can't use the, like, text chat. The game doesn't have voice chat, which probably for the best. I'm surprised that's the case. Like, I would think that would be an option somewhere, at least like with a party or something. But there's just none, like by default. I think they don't want to have a situation in which you have voice chat but you can turn it off. So they're just like no voice chat. Like, because they probably know it's like you're probably not gonna want it. A lot of people are gonna want to turn it off. So like, let's just not have it, just to avoid that issue. Because then if you have to turn it off, that can be a problem in an MMO where you have to cooperate with people. Which actually, speaking of which, you kind of don't really play with people a lot. I mean, there are always like people around. There are always like other players. But, like, there's weirdly not... Like, most of the story stuff is just, like, you going out and doing stuff, like, solo. And sometimes, like, depending on what you're doing, like, if you're... I think pretty much generally if you're fighting anything that's part of, like, a side quest, no one can help you. Like, it just... Like, if someone else is doing a side quest, you can't... You can't, like, join them and help them fight a thing. It's weird because you'll see them fighting it, and then they'll just be like, nope, this is part of a quest. You can't do this. And it's weird. Except for, like, really, there are specific quests that, like, pop up in the world which are specifically supposed to be, like, co-op things, but... if someone's just fighting an enemy in the overworld, anyone can just jump in and help them. But yeah, like most of the stuff you do is just like there's not really people around. There's not a whole lot of playing with people. That's what the dungeons are for. That's where you do that. The dungeons and the trials, which are just bosses. I'm not totally sure why they call them trials. They're literally just boss fights. I believe every instance of it has just been a boss fight. I don't know if some of them are supposed to be something different, but yeah. Which the dungeons, I seem to recall, have mostly not been super tough. Yeah, like the optional ones had like some weird mechanics where usually there would just be some point where everyone would keep dying. I think there were like 2 or 3 dungeons where that happened. Like everyone would just keep dying, and then it's like, what's going on? Why does everyone just keep dying? And then if one person would just chime in and chat, it's like, oh, you have to like stand here during this thing or else you'll just die. like okay. The dungeons don't make their like mechanics super clear a lot of the time. Like there was like a boss that just casts a spell on you that just kills you after a certain amount of time, after like 15 seconds or something like that, and it's like, oh, if you get hit with that, you need to go and like stand on this tile that like glows, and it's like, what? I didn't even notice those were on the floor. But anyway, yeah, so there's stuff like that. But most of like the story ones were all pretty easy, which funny, like the story ones, like once you get to a certain point, because most of them are only 4 people in a dungeon. And then and also with regards to that, it forces it to be, which, well, you can be in a party with like friends or whatever, but I don't know if it forces you to have a certain composition in dungeons, but basically it forces you to do 2 DPS, 2 tanks. No, not 2 tanks. That wouldn't make any sense. 1 tank and 1 healer. Which most people play DPS, so hey, it usually took me a while to find people to queue into a dungeon with. At least if you're using the was it the duty finder, I think is what it's called. which is basically just you queue up with like random people. So yeah, that usually took a while. I think if you're playing like healer or tank or something, then it generally is faster because there's just less of those. Although it does require more DPS, so I don't know. Yeah, the first few are 4 people only. And those ones are a little more difficult. The ones later on are 8. And it like there's one like I think the first one that requires 8 is like a boss fight, and it really feels like it's not balanced for 8 people. It's like it feels like it's still balanced for 4 people, but it's just there's 4 more people there, and it's stupid. It's so dumb, and it's like you can't see what's going on. And the funny, like the bosses are not just bosses, just enemies in general have like most of their attacks. They'll just like attack, and it's just whoever they're targeting, which will usually be a tank, whoever they're like facing. It'll just hit you. But sometimes they'll have an attack where it'll have like a little like yellow ring around them, or like a little like some kind of yellow shape on the ground somewhere, indicating like, hey, get out of this. This is where they're gonna attack in a couple of seconds. But yeah, basically when there's 8 people and there's a bunch of attacks going off, you can't see that. So you might just get hit by something and you don't know what just happened, and suddenly you're dead. That'll happen because just you can't see. A lot of those attacks are very flashy, and yeah, they don't really allow you to see what's happening very well. And yeah, so I'm not gonna get into spoilers or anything because just I won't. Not that there's much to spoil. There's like one plot twist, like, and that's it. And it was like, oh no, okay, I don't really care. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, there's oh, actually there's a few there were like so the game has cutscenes, has a bunch of cutscenes, and it has cutscenes in dungeons sometimes. I think dungeons always have like a cutscene like right at the start, and then during that it puts everyone like in a ring. The cutscene at the start usually is just like here's the dungeon, here's what the dungeon looks like. That's it. And you can always skip cutscenes, or usually you can skip cutscenes. It's like the cutscene at the start usually is nothing. It's not like there's no story content or anything. It's just here's what the dungeon looks like, basically. It's just like the camera flies to the dungeon. And then during that, it like forces everyone into like a little ring, and it forces everyone to stay there until everyone's done watching the cutscene, which if there's someone who's new, they will most likely watch it. But then sometimes there'll be cutscenes in the middle of the dungeon, like usually like right before a boss or right after a boss or something like that. And those ones, it's weird because it does not force your party members to stay in one place during those. And funnily enough, like messages from like the boss and whatnot will still pop up during those cutscenes. Like sometimes the boss will like speak or something, will say something. Those will still pop up while you're in a cutscene. It's really weird. Basically, your party members can fight the boss or whatever, do whatever while you're in a cutscene. And in one instance, literally while I was watching a cutscene, the boss, I didn't actually get to fight the boss. The boss died. And that was just done. And everyone had left by the time. Everyone had, like, after you fight the boss, you can leave the dungeon, basically. Everyone had already left by the time I was out of the cutscene. It was weird. And I don't know what the boss fight was like. Because it's just, I was in a cutscene. granted, I could have skipped it, but it's like the story stuff going on, and there was voice acting, and I don't know why there was a cutscene right there that was like plot critical. That seemed weird. That gets weirder later on because the last like couple dungeons, which involve like 8 people, have cutscenes that you can't skip, and I assume the reason for that is that I would assume it's maybe because it's 8 people, or just because it's like later in the game. I don't know. And like that story is super important. I didn't have like an issue with those cutscenes being like unskippable. Although I could imagine that would be really annoying on like a repeat playthrough, especially if everyone has already played the dungeon before, because then it's just like everyone's just watching cutscenes, and it's like there's nothing going on here. But yeah, like, so the cutscenes are unskippable, which is generally not a huge issue because usually the cutscenes, it'll play them all at the same time for like everyone. So like, say someone goes, like hits like a threshold for like a boss room or something, which actually there's like literally a line on the ground, so you actually know where that is. When someone like one person activates the cutscene just starts playing for everyone, even if like someone's nowhere near there. But that can end up having you run into situations, in like, I think it was it the final mission? I think it was literally the final mission, final dungeon. Has a section where you have to like interact with like a panel, and then afterwards go up an elevator, and then you go to like a thing where you can like you can use a thing. You have to get like authorization for something, basically, to make a later thing function. Except me and one other person did not know this, because usually whenever one person interacts with something like a door or whatever, only one person does it, and then that just does it for everyone. Or even chests, like it's just like so one person opens a chest and that opens it for everyone, and everyone gets the thing. And it's like, this was like the one instance in which everyone needed to interact with it, or else they couldn't progress. And I didn't know that, so I just got up the elevator into the thing, and it was like, you can't do anything here. You don't have authorization. And it's like, what? And the game doesn't actually like tell you that you need authorization. That's not like an objective. It's just like, it just doesn't tell you that. So like, me and one other person were just stuck there while everyone else was in a cutscene that we weren't allowed to watch. And then eventually we figured it out, and then got to the thing, and were able to progress. And like, but then our cutscenes were behind, so we were actually still like, when we were in an unskippable cutscene, which, in addition to being unskippable, like, you can't like, I don't remember if it was all voice acted either, because if it wasn't, then it's like, there's not much reason for this to be unskippable, because then the like the text advances at like a certain rate, and it's like, I can't advance it any faster. If like, because I can read it, I can read faster than they can voice act or whatever, or faster than the text auto advances, because you can do auto advance even if there is no voice acting, and it goes through really slowly. And usually I would just not bother using the auto advance. But yeah, so we were in a cutscene that we couldn't get out of, while other people were past that cutscene. I think there was also like a gameplay section that we'd completely missed, maybe, because it went from one cutscene straight into another, and then there's like a boss fight that we missed like most of, missed like 80% of. I think I hit the boss once, and then the boss was dead, because like, yeah. But to be fair, there were 6 other people there, so it didn't really matter. Like, 2 people missing isn't really a huge deal. And yeah. I think once it got to like the actual boss fight, it like teleported us into the room, because, oh right, it got to the boss room. They like, not the final boss fight. I mean, kind of, not really. It's the last like room you go into, but It got to that, and then after a certain amount of time, it cuts off the room so you can't enter. If you're not inside. I actually don't. It always does that, but it has never been an issue until that point, and I don't know why it does that. Actually, I actually can't think of any reason why it makes it so you just can't enter the room. Maybe so you don't get hit by an attack or like I actually don't know. Yeah. So eventually, it does just teleport you in if you're not in the room. But for a second, I thought I was just gonna be stuck. I just wasn't going to be able to do it. And it was like, okay, well, this is fun. But no, it was fine. Kind of. It got teleported into the boss room. Yeah. The whole, like, final dungeons were not great. There were a bunch of issues with just mechanics that are not explained at all. And stuff, and it's like there's too many people here, and there's not enough time to try to figure out the intricacies of these fights. Especially being an MMO, it's like there's not a lot that they can do with the engine, or that they can make you do. But yeah, that was a thing. Eventually we got resynced, basically. But, I don't know. That whole thing was weird. Yeah, 14's, the game's fun, though. It's fun to play. I was initially doing, like, every single side quest, and eventually I just stopped, because it was like, oh, there's no point in doing this. There's no benefit to these. Yeah. So yeah. Except there's side quests that have like a little like plus symbol that like indicate that like they unlock something, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how much the game just doesn't explain to you. Possibly just because I don't know. Like, I feel like the game, to some extent, assumes you kind of know something about the game or about the genre, and it's like, I don't. Never played the genre. I don't know. I have no clue what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how the game works. Game's weird. MMOs are weird. I don't understand them. I don't know. But at least now I can understand all the memes. What memes? I don't understand anything at all. Also, sometimes the controls on PS4 are just weird. Like, square is confirm. And I don't know why that is, because square is also the map button, and it does some other stuff. It's weird. It's weird. I don't like that. I accidentally skipped a cutscene one time, and then I couldn't go back and watch it. I mean, you can go back and watch it. Oh, also something that's annoying is you can't go back through text. Which just, like, I've played so many RPGs and, like, visual novels that let you do that. So it's just, like, it bothers me when that's just not an option. So, like, if you miss text, it's just like, well, you missed it. I don't like that. Or at the very least, like, you can talk to someone again and they'll give you, like, a abbreviated version of that, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, what else? Where else? Yeah, no, there are no memes to be understood. I think all the memes are I haven't seen any FF14 memes, to be fair. Like, anything I've seen is stuff regarding, like, healers. I don't know. I haven't played a healer, so, like, I don't know what playing a healer is like. I feel like, yeah, a lot of the memes are very specific to, like, certain classes, so it's like, if you haven't played that class, then yeah, it's not going to mean anything. I don't know. or seen a lot of people who play that class, but I don't pay attention to what classes people are playing, especially since the only way to tell is by either what they're wearing, because they might have like their classes like armor on, or by like just like there's like a little symbol that each class has, but most of the time I have no clue what those symbols are. Like I don't did YouTube just why did okay, I was like, wait, did it just start a song and stop? That was weird. Yeah, it shows like a little symbol next to like other people's names, like when you're in like a dungeon, but it's like I don't know what that symbol means. Like 3 lines, 3 little like scratch marks as a monk. What it has to do with a monk, I don't know. Like I don't know what these symbols mean. None of it makes any sense. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much else I have to say about the game. It's mostly good. Apparently it gets better. I don't know how many hours I actually played. I played a lot. Like, it's just like I played like probably like 30 hours or more, 40 hours just to finish A Realm Reborn. It's like, yeah, just get like 40 hours in and you'll start having fun. Yeah, I would have probably taken way longer if I was still just doing side quests, but eventually I just saw some people say like, hey, yeah, you don't need to do side quests. Like, it's like, oh, I didn't know that. Or maybe like there's a lot of things that I would have learned if I had played the game at launch that like players learned, but like I didn't do that. I don't know. Honestly, Monster Hunter probably would be similar, where it's just like, it's just this weird thing where like, I don't know if the game expects you to get outside information, but there's a lot of stuff in Monster Hunter that I wouldn't know had I not like watched, even with World, which is like way more accessible. Like I wouldn't know a lot of things if I had not just like looked at like videos talking about like, here's how you play longsword or whatever. Like, yeah, like I generally prefer that everything is explained within the game. Obviously, certain nuances, I understand that's just not going to be, certain things aren't going to be tutorialized, but still. Some of those things aren't exactly nuances. Like, you don't need to do any of the side quests. Just do the main story stuff and you'll be fine. Until you get to a point where you have to be a certain level, and then it'll be like, okay. Go do a side quest or 2. So you can level up. Like certain things are like buried in the menus where it's like, oh, you need to pay attention to this. This is important. And it's like, I wouldn't have thought that was important because it's buried in a menu. Maybe it's less buried if you're playing on PC. I don't know. I wonder how much of it... Actually, speaking of which, there are instances in which the tutorials will not tell you what the PlayStation version of what you're supposed to do is. It'll just say, click on this thing to do this thing or whatever. And it's like, what do I do on a PS4 controller? That's a weird oversight that the tutorial just doesn't acknowledge that. And it's like, it just assumes you're not playing on a controller. It's like, the game's on PS4. You put it there. It was on PS3 to start with. It has always had controller support, even on PC. It's like, yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Also, the overworld, very not interesting. Oh, right. Also, speaking of side quests and also just the story quests, a lot of them are not that interesting. A lot of them are just, hey, go out here and just kill this thing. And then come back and talk to me. And that's it. That's the quest. Or, like, go and kill, like, 5 of these things and then talk to me. And then, okay, oh, I need to go out. You go out and put this, interact with this thing here and come back to me. And then go out again and do this. And it's, like, it's so annoying. And a lot of the time they have you, like, go, like, really long distances. And it's just not interesting. And there's nothing to do. I don't know. I had to listen to the Chocobo theme a lot. Fortunately, they give you Chocobos relatively early on. I was expecting it to be like super late in the game that I would get that, but it's like, it's not that far, I guess. I think that you get the Chocobo. Although I'm not even using a Chocobo now. Now I'm just riding around on a behemoth. because that's a thing you can do. There's a lot of dumb mounts in that game. You can get the car from FF15. It's stupid. It looks really dumb. It looks as dumb as it sounds. It does not look like it handles like the car in FF15. It doesn't look like it handles like a car at all. It's weird. Anyway, what was I even? Yeah. Realm Reborn, not amazing, basically. But from what I hear, it gets better. I'll find out. I'll find out if it actually gets better or not. I don't know. I'll find that out soon. Although I will not have as much time as I did the last few weeks to play. I might stream FF14 at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if I do. But like I don't know when. I wouldn't expect like a full anything, just like a every once in a while maybe I'll play a little bit or something. Like if I have nothing else to do that day, or there's nothing coming out, there's nothing specific I'm planning on playing, it's like, I don't know, I got free time, let's play FF14, I guess. I don't know. Like Animal Crossing. Speaking of which, I have not been playing Animal Crossing the last few days, actually. I've finally gotten to a point where I'm like, I kind of just don't feel like playing anymore. I think I might be done. Like where I know I haven't played today, because I think I had like a couple days where I just like forgot to play. But it's like I think like last Friday or something was the first day where I was like, either Thursday or Friday, where I was like, I know I haven't played today, and I just like don't care. And then I played on Saturday to get a KK song, and then other than that, I was like, I'm good. Like I don't care. I thought about like, yeah, maybe I'll get like the maximum, like the highest level of like the turnip, the turnip miles reward thing, where you have to get like I think 10 million bells from turnips. Yeah. I think I'm at like 8 million right now. But yeah, I thought about doing that, and then I was just like, don't feel like it. Maybe I just won't. There's still more stuff I could do with my town, but I don't know. There's a bunch of space that's just kind of unused. I don't feel like dealing with it anymore. It's starting to just feel like busy work for no reason. And it's just like, I don't really care anymore. Animal Crossing's still good, though. It's a good game. I would recommend it. Just, you know, I always eventually get to a point where I just drop off. But at least this time it's like I did everything. As opposed to like... Well, the original's weird, but like with New Leaf, I actually like dropped off before I like finished doing everything in that game. Like before I finished opening up all the shops and everything. I think I was like just about to open up like the club or whatever in New Leaf, and then I never ended up finishing that. But yeah, and then in the original, I just cheated a bunch to get money. But the original, I don't think has like really good ways to make money other than cheating. Even that took a really long time to like pay off a debt. There's just like a cheat you can input to just get 30,000 bells, and it's like, okay, just keep doing that over and over and over and over and over. And yeah. So yeah, Animal Crossing. It's New Horizons. Yeah, I played. At least I finished that game. You can't tell me I didn't. I did stuff. I did all the stuff that's important. Yeah. So, right, FF14 though. I don't really have anything else to say other than it's free right now. It's free on PSN until tomorrow. Only until tomorrow, but yeah. Well, the base game, I think it's always like free up to a certain level, up to like level 30, I think. I think I heard 30, and I've also heard 35. But I don't know. Either way, it's free up to a certain point, which level 30 is like... I think it took me like maybe like a week to get to level 30. And then also you can get like a free... Like, because you do have to pay a subscription, which... I understand as an MMO thing, and I understand why that's a thing. But it's just like, I don't... I wish it weren't a thing. So it's like you pay for the game's not free. Like, the game's generally speaking not free. Like, I did pay for just the base game. And then it's like, then you have to pay on top of that, which I'm not a huge fan of. You'd think you'd at least get like a few months subscription or something. I don't know. I don't care for that part of it. I don't know. Anyway, I realize that stuff's not free to upkeep. but I just want to complain. Anyway, yeah. Game's free on PSN, so hey, you can go play it. You can go download it. And subscription, first month subscription is free. So yeah. Feel free to go do that if you want to. Or don't. I don't care. I'll play. You don't have to be there. Okay. So that's about all as far as what I've been doing. I think. Yeah. Other than I played some Smash yesterday, there's nothing to say about that. Anyway, so... Is this where I want to go next? Is this what I want to start with? I guess so. Yes. So, as far as the stream and what we'll be doing, moving onward, just generally speaking, this is stuff that's just like not, this isn't specific to like this is not specific to this week or the coming weeks or anything like that. It's just whatever. So Monster Hunter, you know, they have not given a date on when the next update will be out. So like when that next update comes out is when we'll go back to Monster Hunter, and otherwise like at least I think so. After at least sometime after that next update's out. Because I'll just say right now, I'm gonna not have time to do other things for a while. So no Monster Hunter for a while, no anything extra, I think. But yeah. I'm gonna have time. I think I'll have time. Yeah. So, just yeah. Whenever I hear something about when that update's happening, I'll let you know, and we'll do something with it, assuming I have time. Which I don't know when I'm gonna have like proper free time. Not until like maybe July or August. We'll see. Based on what I'm planning on doing with the schedule, but anyway. Speaking of July, Evo Online. Did I talk about Evo Online? I think I mentioned Evo Online. I don't think I ever talked about the games that they're doing for Evo Online. I don't think I ever mentioned that. Did I? Yeah, I think the last thing I talked about was just that Evo was doing Evo Online. And that's in July, right? Pretty sure. It's in July. It's like... I don't actually know when it starts. But it's like 4 weekends as opposed to like just the 1 weekend. I don't know why exactly they're doing it that way. I assume probably just because being online, it's just kind of weird. Harder to set up. Also, there might be more entrants. I don't know. But the details of that don't matter a whole lot other than, well, the games that I mentioned. Did I talk about the games? I don't know. What was it? Them's Fighting Herds, Skullgirls, Killer Instinct, and MK11. Those are the games, and then the other ones are all gonna be just have exhibition matches, which I don't know what. Is it exhibition matches and something else? I don't remember what the other thing was. It sounded like some of the other stuff they're going to be showing is not all going to be actual matches. But yeah, they're doing that. But then Smash was just removed from that list, and I think Smash was the only one that was removed. Even Marvel 2 was still on the list. But I don't know what exactly they're doing. Like, if it's not even online stuff, then I'm not sure. Which a lot of people, obviously, there's a lot of people who are like recently been complaining about Ultimate's Online, which it's not like I'm very confused as to why now this is a thing, because Ultimate has been out for like a while, and Smash has had way worse. I feel like Ultimate's Online is way better than it used to be, than like the online used to be. The netcode at least is better. Well, maybe not way better. It's way better than Brawl. Granted, that is not a high bar to be better than Brawl, but it's better than that. It's better than Smash 4, which I thought was, like, serviceable, I guess. I don't know. I don't play a lot of Smash anyway. I can't really compare local to online, so, like, online has always seemed, like, fine to me. Like, just, like, it's been, like, fine. I don't, like, not any worse than anything else I played online, so I'm not really sure. But, like, Smash is, people, I think, talk about Smash as though it's, like, way worse than other games. It's like, I don't think it's actually that much worse. I think people who play Smash just don't play other fighting games and don't realize that it's like, no, this is a thing with mostly Japanese fighting games just not having great netcode. From what I know, Grand Blue, not great online, and Under Night, not great, and I don't remember what else is on that list. I remember Soul Calibur being fine, but it's been so long since I played that, and I didn't play a ton of it, so. Tekken, I have no clue. I know, like a lot of those games use, like, that were in EVO, use delay based, but, like, except for Street Fighter, but, like, I don't know if all of them are actually, like, bad delay based, other than just being delay based, but doesn't matter. I don't know anything about netcode. I don't have a whole lot to say about that. What was it even? But yeah. Either way, the games they picked for EVO Online. It's kind of hilarious. Like Skullgirl's like getting like snubbed so many years, and then suddenly like, oh well, now that we're doing online, maybe we should get some games that run well online. Although Power Ranger's not there, unfortunately. I assume they just they're like, we don't want to have too many games. The fact that it's 4 weekends tells me probably they're just thinking it's going to take longer, and having 5 games on top of that would probably just be too much. Just like it's already difficult enough to manage 4, so having anything more. Anyway, what I was actually getting to with regards to the stream itself is I was planning on watching EVO before, everything. I was planning on doing something with EVO and streaming that this year. Probably will still do that. I don't know when exactly EVO will be. I think they probably have the dates, I assume. But yeah, we'll probably do something with EVO. Also, what I also realized is I just coincidentally happen to own all 4 of those games that are in EVO Online. So maybe we could do something with those. We'll see. Which just, I didn't realize, I just at some point, I think Skullgirls was just so cheap at some point that I bought it. Because it goes on sale for like $1 all the time. I think those Fighting Herds I got through like a Humble Bundle, I want to say. Obviously, I bought MK11 at launch. And then KI went on sale for like $20 at one point. I bought that. Actually, I bought KI like 3 times. I bought it like twice on Xbox and once on Steam. So yeah. So yeah. I own all of those. I'll see about if I have time. Maybe we'll do something with those, or maybe we won't because maybe I won't have time. But I do have them. Yeah. Evo, with regards to Evo, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I don't know. I don't know if given that it's 3 weekends, I might just not be able to stream all of it. I don't know if they'll be doing top 8 all, like if they'll do all of those on one day or one weekend or whatever, or how they're going to be handling that. I don't know if they're doing everything at once, or if they're doing them like 1 at a time or 2 at a time or something like that. But yeah. So, there's all that. Then also there was an update to watch parties, which I don't believe I ever mentioned. Once again, I just don't remember when these things happened or when was the last time I talked about things or what I talked about. Watch parties, now those allow for just anything, so I can just watch anything. Not anything, but it used to be, because it was all stuff through Amazon Prime, all the stuff through there, and it was just anything in that list, it was only anything in their curated list that they specifically allowed for watch parties, which was not a lot. But now they allow anything at all on Amazon Prime. So hey, I can watch a lot more stuff. So maybe we'll do something with that. Don't expect that anytime soon. Once again, we might not have time. But yeah, that's a thing. Okay, so there's still a lot left. So now there was everything that happened. Not everything. A lot of stuff happened. Over the course of while I was gone. A lot of stuff happened just like in that first week. And then it's just like, what's going on? Why is it's just, I don't know. Anyway, I've got a lot of things to talk about. Honestly, I should probably go get some water or something before I kill myself, or my voice, not myself. Before my voice just goes out from this, maybe I'll go do that. I'll leave you with the music. I'll be back in a second. Hold on. Okay, alright. So, back to whatever it was I was talking about. I don't know. Where was I? Okay, so, stuff happened. I would try to get through this quickly. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be another hour. I should probably just clip out this entire section of the stream as its own podcast, because why not? So, these are not in order. Don't worry about it. I tried. I actually, I was going to go back through, my, my, list of, Twitter list of all, game news and everything. So much of it was just, the thing, I couldn't actually go back far enough to get to... the stuff, it only lets you go back a certain amount of time. and I couldn't get back to like the earliest news, so I hope I didn't just like forget to mention something or forget something entirely. I don't think I did. I think everything that was within that time was like, yeah, like it was all there. So, firstly, not really first, but just, you know, the thing I'll talk about first. Christopher Nolan. This is all gaming related, I promise. Sort of. So there was a trailer for Tenet, which is a Christopher Nolan film. I don't know anything about it, actually. I haven't watched the trailer. They premiered that in Fortnite because they did it with Star Wars before. And I don't know how that went. I'm very, like, it's similar with Star Wars. I'm not sure, like, because you literally, I think you just go into, like, a lobby and literally just, like, go to, like, a section of the map, and then it's just, like, you can watch the movie on, like, a projector screen or something like that. Like, it's something like that, I think. So, I don't know how well that works. I want to say they did the same thing with the Game Awards, actually. They like streamed that in Fortnite. I'm not sure. I might be wrong about that. But yeah, they did that, and there apparently is also going to be a full screening of a like full movie in game at some later date. Of a Christopher Nolan movie specifically. I would guess not Memento, probably. Fortnite, you know, a lot of kids play it. Has to be something like, at least, I mean, it's Christopher Nolan, so, you know, I don't know how family friendly you can get, but it had to be something relatively family friendly. I would guess maybe Batman, but like then you have to also go through DC. But I think there's already Batman stuff in Fortnite anyway, so I think? Wait, am I wrong about that? Did I make that up? I think there's Batman stuff in Fortnite. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't play that game. Or Inception. I don't know. Or maybe Interstellar. Are those movies too weird? Those movies are get kind of weird and wild. So like I don't know if those are just like too weird for the kids. Maybe the kids can't handle it. I don't know. That just seems like that's bound to be a disaster. I don't know. Seems weird. Seems like the licensing. I can't imagine. I mean, Epic with that Fortnite money, they have the money to work out whatever licensing deal they need to work out. So yeah. I don't think that aspect will be an issue, but yeah. It was really just an excuse to talk about Christopher Nolan because I like his movies. That's it. I still haven't seen Dunkirk. Anyway, moving on. MK11 got a trailer for a thing. Got a bunch of trailers actually technically. MK11 Aftermath is a thing that is happening. That will be, when is that coming out? Oh right, that's coming out tomorrow. Actually. It's getting like, so it's going to be a story expansion. Obviously, I'm not going to have time to play that tomorrow. Okay, well, I'll just say, right now, I had already mentioned on Twitter, we're doing a thing tomorrow, full playthrough of a thing. And yeah, that'll be tomorrow. It is not MK11, I will just say that. I didn't even consider that, I didn't know that was coming out tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, story expansion. I don't know if I'll have a chance to play that at all anytime soon. Yeah, story stuff. Even though the MK11 story felt like it was done, guess it wasn't. And then also they're adding Shiva, Fujin, and RoboCop as playable. Shiva still looks weird. Like, I saw some people, like, complaining that, like, oh, they messed up Shiva. She looked so much better before. It's like, did she? Did she though? like I don't I like maybe it's just because everyone, like especially the female characters, just looks so bad in MK9. Like I think she looked like terrible but before, but like she just looks weird now, which I think is an improvement. But it's like she doesn't look great. She just doesn't look right, I think, because she looks too human. It looks off. But like the faces were just bad in 9, so like I don't even know what to make of it. Fujin looks cool. Surprised it took them this long to add him. He's in MKX. It just wasn't playable, or he was in the story mode. But yeah, and then RoboCop looks. RoboCop's RoboCop. He does RoboCop stuff. I watched RoboCop once. It was all right. It was good. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about RoboCop, honestly, but also friendships are coming back, and oh man, Katana's friendship made some people upset. Made me laugh and laugh and laugh. So Katana's friendship includes Melina, and it's just like, I think the official MK11 Twitter straight up said, like, yes, Melina is in Katana's friendship. No, she is not playable. just straight up, just like, because people keep asking, just put Melina in the game, even though she's super dead. But like, it's like, no, Melina's not happening. Stop. Like, the most annoying thing, honestly, is just reading. Like, I follow Ed Boon on Twitter. Ed Boon's a nice dude. You should follow him on Twitter. Yeah, whenever he posts anything at all, whether it's MK related or not, just without fail, just like tons of posts are just like, hey, when are you adding this character to Mortal Kombat? And like the weirdest thing is, it's like half the time is like just like the worst character. It's like Melina, at least it's like, okay, at least it's Melina. Or like I don't know who else is like a popular old character. So I don't know. I don't. It doesn't matter. But then half the time it's like, when are you adding Su Hao to MK? When the people demand it, they want it. When's Havoc coming to MK11? How about never? How about when's Su Hao coming to the garbage? Anyway. Yeah. That Friendships trailer, though, was a really good trailer. If nothing else, you should go watch that trailer. Yeah. Also, the Friendships are going to be free. That's going to be for everyone. Aftermath. Oh, also Aftermath is expensive. It's weird because it's $40, I believe. But if you buy, it's $40 on its own. If you buy the which I believe it's basically just story expansion plus like season pass 2 or whatever. If you buy it, there's like a bundle with the game and Aftermath, and that's $60, which is like, so it's the game $20, which I don't think MK11 is $20. I could be wrong. Also, hasn't MK11 been out for like a year? That doesn't seem right, but I think it has been out for over a year. Wait, when did MK11 come out? I don't remember. I think it came out in April last year, didn't it? I don't know. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know that I'll be covering that thing, at least not anytime soon, if at all. I don't know. But yeah, that happened. I don't know if any of that's gonna be part of EVO, how they're gonna handle that. Maybe they just won't. Maybe they'll just say, hey, whatever, that stuff's allowed. I think EVO Online's not actually like official or something. Like I think it's like technically unofficial or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, moving on. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, which I had already mentioned that there was like a rumor, like someone had basically like leaked on like a podcast, said something about like, oh, they're making a new Tony Hawk game. Like, it's like, okay. So I think there have been multiple instances where people have like broke NDA and said like, yeah, the new Tony Hawk game. Like, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're just recorded new music for Tony Hawk. Like, anyway, yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. It's just a remaster of the first two games combined, or I think they're combined. Though it has like mechanics from 3 and stuff. Basically, it actually looks good, unlike 5 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, which is probably a closer comparison. It looks like, you know, looks like it had time and effort put into it. Mostly time. They got the soundtrack, regarding the soundtrack, which the soundtrack is very important to a Tony Hawk game. They got mostly everything except for like 5 songs, which obviously music licensing is a huge nightmare, I imagine. So I don't blame them. And I assume there's new music. If it was just the old songs with just a few less, that would be weird. Although I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be new music like that's like from that era, or if it's like new music. I would assume like proper new music, but probably they would try to make it fit the tone of the game, not like have new stuff that's like completely different from anything you would have ever heard in the original. Funny thing is, all of the skaters were like mocapped for the game, and they are all their current ages. So Tony Hawk's just gonna be like an old man, and all of them are like in their like 40s. I think how old is Tony Hawk? I think he's like in his 40s. I think. Pretty sure. All of them are super old, but I don't know what they're gonna do with the stages. I don't know if this like all of the like maps are gonna be just like their 90s versions, but then with the old skater, like the new versions of the skaters, the old man skaters. I don't know. And I seem to recall during that interview that they did, because this was part of the Summer of Gaming thing, during the interview they did, Jeff Keighley did, I seem to recall Tony Hawk mention something about, like, that they're interested in doing, like, 3 and 4, people have been asking, or something, and people are, or at least people will ask, like, hey, when's 3 and when's 4, when's Underground, or whatever. And, like, maybe in the future, maybe, I don't know. I think 3, 4, and Underground are probably the only ones anyone would care about. I think. I don't know if anyone would have any interest in anything beyond that. I think. Get real ambitious. Bring back Skate and Ride. Let's do it. Is it Skate? Or no, it's Shred. No, I think Shred is what it is. So is that, what is it? Ride? Tony Hawk Ride is the... There was that... What was the other one that used the board? The board peripheral. I don't remember. I think Ride was the first one. Bring back Ride. I don't know. That's the only one I remember specifically. Yeah. That's about all there is to that. Not a whole lot else. Not a lot regarding that, really. Oh man, there's so much. And then there was Scott. This isn't gaming related specifically. Well, kind of. Scott Pilgrim. The movie. Is going to be returning to theaters. I think they said no. They didn't give a date. They didn't give any time frame for that at all. That's going to be in theaters. I think that movie did not do very well when it. Oh my god, YouTube! Why do you do this? Yeah, I don't know when that's supposed to be. I would assume not this year. I would hope not this year. I don't if that is this year. I probably won't be going to see that. But if that's any earlier than like late 2021, but yeah. And then some people were like, "Hey, when's the game though? when are when are you bringing back the game?" I want to say Brian Lee O'Malley himself. Actually, no, it wasn't him. It was someone else. I don't remember. But maybe not. Someone asked like, "When's the game?" And then literally like Ubisoft's Twitter like replied like, I don't know. Because if you're unaware, Ubisoft published the Scott Pilgrim game. Yeah, I'm sure Ubisoft would love to bring it back because yeah, but like I'm sure they didn't want to delist it to begin with. I don't think there's any downside to them having it listed. I don't think they had to pay for it or anything. Just having it up in the store. I would assume mostly it's because like Universal like owns the rights, or at least partially owns the rights to the game. I would assume that's mainly the reason why they had issues, and why it got delisted in the first place. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, probably mostly you need to ask Universal, I would imagine, if you want that brought back. And they're mostly just gonna be like, no, we don't care. we're not doing that. Probably Universal, I imagine, doesn't want to pay for it. Imagine Ubisoft doesn't want to pay for it. No one wants to pay for it. Pretty sure Brian Lee O'Malley would love for it to be put out, but that's not up to him. So, okay. I'm doing these slightly out of order. Okay. So, there was also... I'm gonna do these so out of order. Because, like, there's, like, 4 of these that, like, relate to each other somewhat. New Game Plus Expo was a thing that was announced. That is on June 23rd. There was a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of events happening. I didn't write down all of them. I don't know when all of them are. I saw a list of them somewhere that someone had made. I don't know. They're all over the place. There's stuff happening. A lot of these things that are happening, I'm not gonna be like streaming or anything. I'm just gonna like just watch after the fact and just like it's like, oh, a trailer got put out. A lot of these things are also in the morning. I do not know why so many of them are in the morning. But yeah. Basically, that's going to be on June 23rd specifically at 10 a.m. Central Time. It's not the New Game Plus Expo, and Expo implies it's a whole big thing. It's a single stream, it sounds like. That's gonna be on Twitch on I think it was just New Game Plus Expo Twitch. I think was the Twitch channel. Yeah, that'll have, I think, announcements or something. It'll have something from a bunch of like Japanese studios and stuff. There was a whole list of them. There was Atlas, Sega, SNK, ArcSys. I saw like Grasshopper Manufacture on there. Axis. I don't remember everyone that was on there. There was a bunch of like big Japanese developers. No like Square Enix or Capcom. Like they weren't there, but like I think Sega's probably the biggest name that's there. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff though. So probably something of note to be announced there. ArcSys is on that list. Maybe a Guilty Gear trailer. I don't know. Did they say when the next trailer is? I don't know if they did. I have no clue. They might not have said. Okay. That's the thing that's happening. Okay, and then Unreal 5. That was a thing. Unreal Engine 5 got revealed. There was a that was another Summer of Gaming thing. Jeff Keighley did an interview and everything. I just watched the trailer. I did not watch the interview. I didn't bother watching any of that. Because the interview stuff it didn't sound like the interview had anything super interesting being said there. But yeah. That got revealed, and it looks like an engine. Looks like a new engine. Doesn't look like Unreal 4 for sure. Those rocks look real good. Yeah, that's. Which to some extent, it's like what they showed. It's like it's gonna depend somewhat on like how much time the game has, how much budget, how much effort's put in by the developers and everything. Like it's gonna take a lot of work to get a game looking like really good. Why is this song so quiet? I don't know. Just is. Yeah. A lot of people were like, there are a lot of weird comments about Unreal 5. There were people like saying like, hey, can we get this like playable? Can we get like a demo of this like that everyone can play? So it's not just because it is actually playable. Normally the Unreal Engine demos are just like videos that are just like showcasing the tech, or it's just like an in-engine cutscene basically for a game that doesn't exist. But for the Unreal Engine 5 one, it is an actual playable demo, and apparently it was going to be playable at GDC had that happened, but it didn't, so they didn't do that. But yeah, people were like, hey, can we play this? And it's like, play it on what? Because it's actually, they were playing it on a PS5, so I'm not sure what people would have been expecting to play it on. And GDC, I think, would have been in August, which I think PS5 might be revealed by that point. So maybe that would have also been like a PS5 hands-on thing. I don't know. Yeah, it was playable on PS5. So yeah, it's like if they couldn't release a demo like for an engine that's not finished that runs on hardware that does not exist, or that no one owns yet. So like I don't know what you're expecting there. Oh my god. Why? I am now deaf. Yeah. So there's that, and then I think some people were saying like, it doesn't really look next gen enough. Like the character that they had, like the character model, wasn't like anything super amazing, but it felt like they were mostly just showing off the like the environments and stuff. And I know there's like no LOD, which I don't know how that's supposed to work. But yeah. So like lower resolution versions of textures aren't a thing. I guess that's more of a loading thing. Maybe it's an SSD thing, or it's why they're able to do that. Anyway. Why is the song so loud? Yeah. So yeah. Oh right, I was talking about the Unreal 4 demo. You go back and look at that demo, it does not actually look that good. It's kind of like, it looks like I feel like I remember at the time like it looked like really impressive, but then it's like you go back and look at it now and it's like, this doesn't look super amazing. It's like games that like came out by like the end of the console generation look better than like that tech demo. Which is interesting. So yeah. But yeah, mostly that it seemed like that the Unreal 5 demo was mostly like speaking to developers and stuff. They're not really focused on the consumer end of things. So I feel like some people were like kind of hoping that it was going to be more consumer focused. And it's basically like it's going to make development a lot easier, and it's gonna like you can just like take models straight from ZBrush and put them right into the thing, and you don't have to do all kinds of conversions or whatever. Yeah, I don't know anything about how any of that works, but yeah, that was there. I would assume developers are excited about that, maybe? I don't know. Any developers, let me know. Let me know if you're hyped for Unreal 5. Yeah, also that is not, I don't think it's even going to be available at launch on PS5. It's going to be like not coming out until like next year. PS5 is supposed to be coming out at the end of this year, so yeah. And also it's like even if this were playable, like I'm not sure what you would be expecting to get because it's just a tech demo. It's literally just like it's not a game. Like it's like hey, I want it playable. I want to play this game. It's like you don't want to play the game. What they showed was like not a game. For one, and also if you were actually going through it and not like specifically making a point to look at every little thing, you probably wouldn't see much. Like you would just play through it and be like, oh, that wasn't that much fun, and it's like it's not a game. I don't know. I can already just imagine that people would like complain that the game's not that much fun when it's not an actual game. It's not going to be released. Anyway, I think people made that complaint about like Agnes Philosophy when that was a thing, which was like Square Enix's thing. It's like, when is that game coming out? It's like that's not a game. That was a video. That was a video. That was a short film. But yeah. So, what was I saying? I don't know. Unreal 5. Unreal 5 exists. And then there were just like a bunch of like little things that just I don't really have a whole lot to say about. Danganronpa 1 got a mobile port. I don't know anything about the quality of said mobile port, but it's on mobile now. Sure. That seems like a game that's fine for mobile. Yeah. Still not on Switch. Maybe it'll never happen. Who knows? Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about it. Oh, there were apparently like rumors about Microsoft buying Platinum or trying to buy Platinum. I don't. And then like Kamiya and like someone, like a couple people from Platinum were like, no, that's not real. Like, why would it, like we're starting to self-publish stuff? Why would we suddenly decide? Yeah, let's get bought out by Microsoft, especially after Scalebound. Like, why would we do that? Like, yeah, it's like I'm not sure why anyone would have ever thought that. Because it wasn't like a hostile takeover type situation. It was like people were like, oh, you know, they just like a amicable purchase. Like no, like that's not gonna happen. Yeah, I literally did not hear anything about rumors about that. I just heard, no, that's not happening. And it's like, what? Why would it? Who would think that's? I don't know. Oh yeah, Doom Eternal got an update. They added Denuvo. Apparently it has a bunch of issues, like security issues and stuff. It's an anti-cheat thing. Added it for the multiplayer. That's being removed. People got real mad about Denuvo, and people were like refunding the game or whatever. Yeah, that's gonna get removed though. Yeah, I don't think that they haven't removed it yet. And then there were apparently like performance issues related to that. But they said that they were not related to Denuvo. It was something else, and also they said that the anti-cheat thing was like not. Like, it wasn't Bethesda, it was id that decided to do that, which people don't believe that. I don't know. I could believe it. I don't care. So, yeah, that's my take on that. I haven't played Doom Eternal since I last streamed it. I don't necessarily plan to play it anytime soon, so whatever. That doesn't really affect me. Oh, right. Sonic Fox got added to Skullgirls as a background character, because they have a bunch of background characters in that game. I think in the training mode? The training stage? Yeah. And it's only like a small chance of even appearing. Like it's like there's a bunch of characters that could appear, and one of them is Sonic Fox. And then it's like people got real mad, and it's hilarious. Yeah, that's the story. That's the entirety of that story. Saw a good tweet. I was like, why are these people even pretending that they play training mode? Anyway, Scrubcoats had a good week. I am going to delete some things from this list to make it cleaner and easier to read. I hope I didn't delete something that I shouldn't have deleted by accident. Okay. Next few things are all vaguely related. Silent Hill. There are rumors that Silent Hill is getting a new game on PS5, which is supposed to be like a soft reboot. And it's gonna have like apparently actually going to have like a bunch of the old staff working on it, like Akira Yamaoka doing the music, which I think he. When was the last time he did the music? Was 4 the last time he did music? Did he even do music for 4? I actually have no idea. Origins? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. I don't think he did music for Downpour. And I don't know about Homecoming. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, Silent Hill. There are rumors it's getting a new game. There were rumors for a while anyway, but there are more rumors. And specifically, that's going to be like PS5 exclusive, and worth noting, all of these things may not be true at all, but hey, they're things that I've heard. Yeah, I think there's like a bunch of like staff from like Team Silent and stuff, and Akira Yamaoka's doing music and whatever, and yeah. And there was a rumor that Sony was buying the IP, which is apparently not true at all. Nope, it's just Konami working on this. And Sony's not doing anything. Maybe that was based on it being PS5 exclusive. I don't know. That's why people thought that. I've mentioned Dust Golem before. Yeah, he has got a bunch of stuff on his Twitter. You can go there, and there's a bunch of stuff. There's a whole thread on this there. There's a bunch of details on this that I'm not gonna talk about. Because just whatever. Just there's extra stuff. So if you want to hear all about Silent Hill, then you can go do that. Also, it's not Silent Hill. It's unrelated to that. It's just a new Silent Hill thing. Speaking of PS5, PS5 is apparently Sony's going to be holding an event, or well, I think this is just a rumor. Yeah, another rumor. It's all rumors. Rumor that there's going to be a PS5 event in early June, which I think originally it was supposed to be first week of June, but then it got changed to like just early June. Which I don't know. I assume just first half of June is what that means. And then there'll be. I think it was supposed to have like PS5. It'll be showing games and stuff. Probably showing the hardware. I think it said they don't know if they'll be showing the hardware, but there will be. If they don't show the hardware during the event, they'll at least have shown it already beforehand. Like the actual console itself, I mean. So yeah. So like the proper PS5 reveal event is apparently supposed to be in June. And then I would assume that's gonna have the price and everything too. I don't think that was mentioned, but they'll have a bunch of games, show a bunch of games for PS5. I don't know if it'd be like the Xbox event, the recent Xbox event that people were not fans of, or did I talk about that at all? I don't know. That's not important. I think I did, actually. And then going to be a State of Play in August, and that'll have PS5 and PS4 games. So yeah. And then I don't know if Silent Hill would be one of those games that would be in there somewhere, but yeah, I don't think there was anything about when Silent Hill is supposed to be announced or when it's supposed to be coming out or anything, just like, might be happening. That's it. Speaking of State of Plays, this is actually just from today, there was a State of Play announced, I believe it was announced today. That's gonna be happening, on Wednesday for Last of Us 2. I don't know if I'll watch it, I might just not watch that one. I think. Yeah, probably. I think I'll just skip that one. But yeah, that'll be happening. That's on Wednesday. I don't actually know what specific time. I didn't write that down because I won't be watching it anyway, but you could look into that, find that out very easily. I did watch the other State of Play that they had. That wasn't last week, was it? Was it last week? That wasn't last week. Was it 2 weeks ago? When was that? I don't know. The last State of Play they had, which was for Ghost of Tsushima. I watched that. Looks pretty good. I think it looks alright. I don't know when I'll be... I won't be playing that at launch. I know for a fact. They didn't show anything that was like, oh yeah, I need to play this right away. It was just like, it looks cool. They showed a lot more gameplay stuff and whatever. The showing that was good. I think that the format of the presentation was good. Didn't really like waste any time. And the game looks cool. Sucker Punch makes good stuff. I liked Infamous and Second Son, so you know. Well, Infamous is I think Infamous is just like alright, but I never played 2. Second Son's good. Haven't played it in a very long time. Funny that like Second Son was like the first like I think that was pretty much like the first like major like first party game for PS4. And then like Ghost of Tsushima was like the last one. It's kind of funny that like Sucker Punch is doing both of those. But yeah, I think similar, like, I think I did the same thing with, like, God of War and, Star Wars, where, like, I was like, I just gotta wait and see, like, wait a few, like, maybe, like a few weeks, maybe not a few weeks, but just like a week or two, and see, like, is it any good? If I hear a lot of people say, like, oh, it's really good, you should play it, then... Or just like, if I see something from people actually playing it that actually makes me want to play it, or whatever, then yeah. Then I'll look into it. Otherwise, at launch, I'm not planning on playing it necessarily. But, yeah. So... and lastly... If there's one thing that I think I have conspicuously not spoken about, same day as that, announced the same day, and also releasing the same day, Paper Mario, the Origami King. They Nintendo just put a trailer out on Twitter, just like, hey, there's a new Paper Mario game coming, and it's coming in a couple months, that's it, okay, bye. That just got put out, just for no reason. Yeah. I have to wonder, like, I have to wonder if they're like, hey, that Ghost of Tsushima thing is happening. Hey, that's coming out the same day. Let's just put out that trailer, the Paper Mario trailer. I have to assume this probably was going to be in a direct originally, and they just didn't have enough other stuff, to do. Or another, I don't know if other, like, trailers or whatever, to make a full direct. But yeah, Origami King, so, I have thoughts. As I you know, I very much like the Paper Mario games. I like them a lot. Um, Origami King. For one, just to but before I get to the actual thoughts, with regards to like the Ghost of Tsushima thing and those coming out the same day, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another Animal Crossing Doom situation. Although these games are not as much those games are not as much polar opposites. Paper Mario and Ghost of Tsushima aren't as polar opposite as Animal Crossing and Doom. Like those could not be farther from each other. These games are at least like they're very different, but they're not in the same way, I think. It's less extreme. But anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if the real timing of when they released the trailer might have even been intentional in that regard. But anyway, trailer looks trailer look good. Game looks good, I think. So obviously, being a Paper Mario game, and given the last two, people have concerns about the series and about the game. I saw some people who were just kind of like they just immediately don't care. Like they're just like it's like if it's not straight up just like literally like the 1,000-Year Door, then it's like I do not care. Which I saw a lot of people saying like it seems really similar to 1,000-Year Door. Like it seems like it's most similar to that. And it's like I watched that trailer. It does not look like 1,000-Year Door. I would definitely most compare it to Color Splash based on what I've seen. I mean, I know like so there are partners they've shown. But it's not clear to what extent they are in the game, and also they're not really like I notice all of the characters and like the partners are like not really like the one they showed like a Bob-omb, and it's just a Bob-omb that is named Bob-omb, and it's like, okay, well, that's something, I guess. Color Splash did technically actually have like partners in a sort of, which were just like, I think there were cards you could get that were like enemies, and they would join you in a fight like temporarily. I think that was the thing. I don't know. There was like one like clip from like a Chinese version of the trailer that showed like one of the there's like a Toad partner that's with you. It showed like that Toad in battle, but it's only in the Chinese version, and I don't know why they took that trailer down. But yeah, speaking of the battle system, I think they released an English version of the battle system, and also people had like translated it beforehand, like because there was just like a thing, like a little clip on the Japanese website that showed like a clip of the battle script, which the battle system looks weird. It's a weird wheel thing, and yeah, I don't even know what to make of it. It looks really weird. But the actual battle system does not look that similar to Color Slash or Sticker Star. For one, it's not inventory based. You can tell from that. There's no resource that you're managing. You do an attack and it just does the attack. So there's that. That seems like that was the most major complaint regarding those two games. Honestly, it never bothered me that much about that, but whatever. I should specify. I did not hate Sticker Star. I played it. I never finished it. It is my least favorite game in the series for sure, but not because of the reasons that most people don't like it. Actually, the stuff I don't like about Sticker Star is like mostly like the issues with like a lot of the puzzles and stuff. I don't, and just there's just some little annoying things here and there, but most of it's. Oh, and the boss fights are not great. But like, I generally didn't like hate it. But yeah, and Color Splash I actually really liked. Also didn't finish that. Um. So, um, yeah, and Origami King looks similar to Color Splash, which I already thought was quite good. So if this is similar to that, I'll probably enjoy it. Um, Similar to that, minus the minor things that are kind of annoying about it, then sure. Um, it seems like the thing is with like regards to, like NPCs and stuff, like all of the like. Because I know, like, a common complaint with those games is, like, all the NPCs are just toads or whatever. And it's, like... or, like, even if they're not toads, it's, like, they're just, like, kind of generic versions of regular enemies. Like, all of the regular enemies, just, like, the Koopas just look like regular Koopas. Just regular green shell, nothing special. Same with, like, the Goombas and whatever. Like, none of them have any sort of, like, special designs or anything. Which, like, for sure, but, like, also, yeah, like, Origami King is still, like, doing that. So there's that. And it's, like, I always wonder, like, what the reasoning is behind that. I'm not, like, because I heard, like, with Sticker Star, they were, like, they got, like, complaints from Miyamoto or something like that. Although Miyamoto did not work on Sticker Star, I'm pretty sure. He just, like, gave Intelligent Systems, like, suggestions. Actually, was it Intelligent Systems? I think I heard Intelligent Systems didn't even develop Sticker Star or Color Splash, actually. But they are developing Origami King. So they've been working on this rather than Fire Emblem, because Three Houses was mostly outsourced to Koei Tecmo. And, yeah, so this is what Intelligent Systems has been working on. So if this is the first one they've worked on since Super Paper Mario, then that's probably not bad. It's probably going to be good, I would think. I like Color Splash. I know people like Color Splash. They're, like... Not a lot of people like Sticker Star. There's definitely, like, a contingent of people that actually like Color Splash. And this seems similar to that. So, yeah. That'll be in July. Obviously. Obviously, we'll be playing that in July. Hopefully, when it launches. In order to do that, I'll need to get through 2 Paper Mario games. In the meantime, oh jeez, I can finally delete all of this. Great. So. Speaking of all of that. So I need to get through Super Paper Mario and, Color Splash. Not Sticker Star, purely just because I can't record it, basically. Although, yeah, like, I probably would have considered, like, because I think I would play Sticker Star if I could, but I can't. So it's like, yeah, because like I said, I don't hate that game. But whatever. But yeah, Color Splash, I never finished, but I enjoyed what I played of it, so I'd be interested in finishing that game. And that's about it. That's about it for news, finally. That's news and just oh, it's there's a lot. Oh god, where am I? Where am I? Oh no, I need to turn that off because I'm done with that.